Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Check it out, man. A lot of y'all hit me up about this Dave Wilson post. Basically, he posted two females talking about how the females were bullier, his edge females were bullier 15 years ago than people's males. And then I guess I don't know if that was the same post or another post, he put the thing saying he wished he would have never bred his blood. Stopped breeding his blood and this and that and the other. And what was my take on it? And I'll talk about it more when I finally get to do it live. So much is going on. I'm literally waiting on a meeting while another meeting is happening. While I'm setting up another meeting for next week and all kind of shit. But anyway, it's just this simple, man. I believe Dave is confirming what he's like what I say and what I've always said. Yeah, I know they watch the lives. Trust me, I know they watch the lives. It's funny. I was talking about no one has razor's edge. Y'all heard what I had to say about him in the live, and he goes and he puts that up immediately. I don't know what he was thinking, but it's just what I said. The dogs were fine years ago. You had bully dogs, you had wide dogs, you had great conformation dogs, you had dogs, that had the stamina and all of this. And some people are putting up that video also where he was talking about he hopes the dogs get more athletic and more healthy and all these things. And I've told y'all this, and we'll go into this deeper on the live, but as far as Dave goes, me knowing Dave on a personal level, not like many of you that know him as like an internet guy or some kind of dog celebrity, I know he had a point where he actually did care about the wellness of the dogs, the health of the dogs. And I think sometimes you just get in too deep, you know what I mean? And I explained to y'all about the previous situation that he was in, and then to be in the situation he's in now with Bashar, you shake hands with one devil to get away from another devil, but you're still in a devilish situation, and that's it. That's on him. I'm not making excuses for him, but ultimately I think sometimes when you know that you've sold out, when you've done the things that he's done, when he probably, if I was him and I'm sitting back looking at my legacy and looking back at who I used to be and what I used to represent and see what I am now as like some type of, exotic extreme sideshow, it would bother me too, because the Dave, as far as the dog man that most of us knew who were like the old school breeders, he was about healthy dogs and drive, and he used to talk about drive a lot, you know what I mean, and the dog being able to run and the movement from the rear and all of that stuff. But money gets involved, you sign bad deals, you get hooked with the wrong people, and you end up in these situations. And it is what it is. Somebody said, can you come back from it? I think you can come back from damn near anything, but I just don't think he will, because as we've seen, his partner is very, very committed to the whole size over everything movement, and Dave is tied to him and having to push the same damn thing. You know what I mean? You have to do what your what your money says, and the money says that we're going in an extreme fashion, and we don't care about the health of the dogs or the conformation of the dogs as much as we do just putting size on there and what's selling. I think one of the saddest things about that post, when he put it up, is the thing where he says, my dogs were bullied before Dax, and I wish I never stopped breeding my dogs. It just tells you what's on the dude's mind. He knows what I've been saying forever, and what other real edge breeders were saying back in the day. Our dogs were bullier than most people's males. Our dogs could move. We were on the right track. And he sold the whole breed out. You know what I mean? You can talk about a person destroying a dog, but this, this person is probably literally, I won't say single-handedly, but he's very, very much at the top, of helping destroy a whole entire breed. It was a very, very good thing going with the American Bully. Our dogs were big. Our dogs were healthy. Our dogs had a look of their own. Our dogs were being recognized around the world. And it stayed that way, even when Holiday got a hold of the ABKC and things of that nature. We were still on the track that we knew what our dogs were. And as soon as Dave got a hold of the ABKC, and it went to Virginia, we saw the differences, we saw the changes, we saw you know, a whole different hookup of, you know, of corruption. We saw the way that they allowed the dogs to change. Everything that we had banned, it made sense, from the Merle pattern to Miyagi to these bulldogs to overdone things to all of the things that you see all came under his watch. And, you know, it's no way for you to hide that. It's no way for you to duck that. You know, Dave Wilson, you know, my old friend, you know, you fucked us and you fucked over the whole entire American bully community. It's just that simple. We would have a lot better dogs. All your old videos, what you talked about, that's what we was talking about. The difference is we stuck to it and you sold out, you know? So you can make as many posts trying to glorify the old dogs all of a sudden because you have a moment of nostalgia because we talk about you or whatever, but that you ain't that dude no more, you know? You disrespected the honor of a Cairo, of a Paco, of a Little Row, of a Hallie, of a Hef, you know what I'm saying, Kamali, you know, we can go on and on and on, Excalibur, we can go on and on and on about the dogs that really took you from being a landscaper to somebody that people know worldwide. Those were the dogs that really created your lifestyle, and now you shit on them like they're nothing, and you tell people that those dogs are nothing, and that's what we were never going for that. And we, you know, and the world knows you're lying because it's videos of you saying it. That's what we were going for. But just to let money influence you and you sell your soul and you sell out the dogs that really made your life a lot better than what it would have been. It's just something that I think, you know, you got to live with that shit in the mirror. It's just that simple. You know, you got to live with yourself in the mirror on how, you know, like I said, you disrespected the whole legacy. You disrespected all those great dogs. And now, you know, you try to cling on to them still as you still shit on them and say that they was insufficient and change the whole narrative. We were never looking for that. But then they pull up old videos now. Yeah, this is exactly, we're good now. Yeah, it just shows you're a fucking liar and you don't have any dignity, man. And anybody who does that, you will eventually have to sit in a room by yourself. And these are these posts that you see him putting out right now. It's a man who sold his soul and he's left alone by himself to look at it, and he knows what he did, and he understands why the whole original Elite Edge pretty much don't fuck with him anymore. And you know, and it's nothing about, like, everybody tries to make it seem like it's this personal beef and, oh, some of the old heads, they want to fight Dave. No. Bottom line, what you see from the old heads, OGs, whatever y'all want to call us, is that we are the guys of the early recordings of when you heard Dave talk. If you take my early recordings, you take his early recordings, which around the same time, you'll hear us saying the same thing. The only difference is now he's a totally different person, and he changed, and he'll lie and, you know, totally lie now and say that, oh, we wasn't saying that back then. Even though it's recorded, he'll say, oh, we wasn't saying that the dog was complete back then. We wasn't talking about health back then. We talking about the mass. It was only supposed, and that's because he's owned by muscle tone bullies. You know, he's no longer Razor's Edge. Like he said, he wish he wouldn't have never stopped breeding his dogs. Yeah, you don't breed your dogs. You're not Razor's Edge. You're just a sellout, man. And there's no way for me to put it any other kind of way. You know, y'all can equate Dave Wilson to Razor's Edge. He made, like he said in the video, I made the name Razor's Edge, but he hasn't really bred dogs since Little Row. Little Row would be over 20 years old now. And all of the dogs that are attributed to the Razor's Edge legacy and different things like that, and the Edge blood legacy, really come from the Elite Edge. And that's why I often refer to it as the Edge blood, not Razor's Edge, because all of the other dogs that you know, whether it would be Remy or, you know, like I say, Pokemon, Paco, one of the most famous, Denzel, Hallie, you know, you go down the line and you can keep on naming dogs. They didn't come directly from Razor's Edge. They were created by kennels inside the Elite Edge, and Razor's Edge had nothing to do with it. It's just more still in the legacy. It's more of a guy who didn't finish his work and is clinging on to everything to try to make himself relevant. When the reality of it, your relevance is that you destroy the breed, pretty much destroy the registry. And, you know, you'll be forever remembered as that guy. Maybe, or unless you do something to change it. I don't know. But we'll talk about it on the podcast, man. This was a long one. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.